Welcome to the GCN Tech Show.
This week we've got loads. Adam Hansen's new wacky bike, new lightweight helmet, new high-tech waterproofs, and tech rumours for Paris-Roubaix. Loads more, including your upgrades, the bike vault, and
our main talking point, taking a look at 3D printing. First up, let's look at the poll from last week's show.
Which Italian bike brand is the coolest? Part 2.
How do you say 2 in Italian?
Due.
Still got it, haven't you?
So, this week we had Villa Trestina, De Rosa, Cipollini and Basso stonking ahead. Villa.
Yeah, big clear victory, yeah.
And De Rosa in second place. So, from that, we'll take the top 2 out of there, top 2 out of the other one, which was Pinarello and Bianchi.
Yeah.
Colnago narrowly missed out. And we'll do a final poll.
Next week?
Yeah, we'll reveal the answers next week.
I'm looking forward, yeah.
I mean, this is the big stuff, isn't it? This is the big topics, the big questions.
The big stuff is always covered in the tech show, that's right. But with that, should we move on to the main talking point?
Let's do it.
Yeah?
Let's do it.
3D printing.
Yes, or additive manufacturing, as it's also known.
This is an area of tech that is growing rapidly and has got huge potential, particularly in the bike industry. And although you can 3D print in many different materials, titanium is the most prominent one used at the moment.
one of my favourite elements. It's number 22.
Oh yeah? What's so special about that?
Oh mate, titanium. It's light, strong, corrosion resistant, incredible metal, and it's often used in alloys in conjunction with other metals like aluminium or vanadium. But when it's used in additive manufacturing processes, you can make some amazing things. And we've seen this done on a smaller scale with the likes of Tom Sturdy. You may have seen that video on the channel. If you haven't, check it out after this one. But yeah, making incredibly intricate, but still very strong and customizable parts like cranks and lugs and stuff like that.
Oh, interesting. But there are some sort of drawbacks and negatives at the moment because it is a still incredibly expensive process and there are some sort of technical issues with it as well, aren't there?
Yeah, there are things that need to be overcome. Metals are actually, when you have a lump of metal, it's actually a sort of crystalline structure on an atomic level, and titanium crystal lattices are incredibly strong. But when you 3D print titanium, it's often not as strong, and that's because, and it can be quite brittle, and that's because you get striations in the material, which are points of weakness. These are caused by poor adhesion of the layers of titanium as they're applied in the printing process as it layers it up. And a kind of simple way to explain how this can come about is perhaps to talk about our favourite element, carbon. So carbon can exist in different forms.
Yeah.
Okay. 2 allotropes or forms of carbon that are the most common perhaps are diamond and graphite. Now diamond and graphite are both 100% carbon. Diamond, hardest naturally occurring substance, it's ridiculous. Graphite, much more brittle. And that's because the carbon atoms are just arranged in a different way. In graphite, you just have sheets of carbon atoms with, points of weakness between those layers. And that's what you do when you use a pencil. You're literally sliding layers past each other, sliding layers off and depositing them. And so it's a bit similar to that. You've got poor adhesion between the layers of the titanium.
And you're effectively just wearing away at that material and depositing it somewhere else. Every day's a school day, isn't it? And that is like the sort of biggest challenge with 3D printing, isn't it? Is to make the 3D printed titanium components just as strong as if they were machined out of one solid piece of titanium.
Yeah, I think we'll get there, but it is a challenge.
Yeah.
Well, progress is happening, and a new German company called Titanium have caught our eye as they've created this prototype 3D printed titanium pedal, and it is crazily light. Just 69 grams for the pedal and the cleat. The cleat is also 3D printed. It's incredible.
That's very, very, very light, isn't it? And this is, at the moment it's the prototype, isn't it? But it's intended to be as a consumer product. And the cleats currently are only available in a 2-bolt setup. But we have been told that they've got a 3-bolt or road mounting system on the way too. They feature little needle bearings that support the load of the rider puts through the pedal, a little cartridge bearing to support the side-to-side lateral load, And to make it super easy and user serviceable, they've got a little grease port on the side so you can make sure they're nicely lubricated all the time.
Yeah, well, really interesting. So we decided to reach out to them to see if we could find out a bit more, and we spoke to their CEO, Matthias Scharvogel. Hi, Matthias. Thanks for having a call with us. With the 3D printing that you're doing at the moment, what's different about that, and what sets it apart from the kind of traditional 3D printing we've seen in the past?
We work with different technologies. We don't introduce all this energy into the powder bed. So, for example, if we do a powder bed, then there's two options on how to do it. Instead of taking a laser and already melting them together, you can just put a binder in, and it's called binder jetting. In the binder jetting, you use much finer powder, you have a much better surface finish, you can get much more details, and you do a subsequent sintering, and therefore it's much faster. Speed is up to 100 times faster in binder jetting. You have a much better surface finish, and you don't need all these pins because the powder bed holds the parts in its space by itself. So it lays in the bed, it doesn't shrink, so it just stay in there, and then afterwards you take them out of the powder bed. That's binder jetting. Another option is that we are a big fan of, it's called cold metal fusion. And there you take the particles, the powder particles, and you put them into also a binder. It's like a polymer, what they lay in on, and then you shoot with the laser again in the bed. But it's not a laser that melts the metal, so you don't have all that heat and all that. You just melt the plastic and then sticks together and do a subsequent heat treatment afterwards. And then you have a much better surface finish, it's much faster, and you can produce beautiful parts.
The future looks bright. I look forward to seeing this sort of stuff. But yeah, thank you very much for your time.
Sure.
Thanks for
anytime.
Guys, proper cool that. And although they aren't commercially available yet, they are planning to launch a Kickstarter program ready to get them out.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting to see that the sort of tech is improving, and they are making things much stronger now out of these 3D printing processes. And I'm really excited to see what the future brings for us, because it means that, you know, we can make things that are light and very strong, but also there's massive scope for customization.
Yeah.
And making, you know, handlebars and TT cockpits and stems that are perfect, you know, completely customized to you. And in the past, this has been something that we've only seen to be prohibitively expensive and only really seen on pro bikes. But it you know, this kind of tech promises to open it up to a much wider audience. So I think it's brilliant.
It's brilliant. Imagine being able to go down to your local bike shop and go, oh, you couldn't just make me a slightly narrow handlebar, could you? And they just print you one out. Before you know it, you've got some new handlebars.
Yeah, it'd be proper cool.
Super cool topic. And interestingly enough, full feature-length documentary over on GCN Plus, taking a deep dive into 3D printing and additive manufacturing.
Yeah, Sided it. It's a good one. If you want to find out more, check it out.
Yeah. It's now time for Hot Tech, and first up we've got a brand new helmet from POC, and they've launched a new helmet called the Ventral Light, and it claims to be their lightest ever helmet, and it's going to be used this year by EF Pro Cycling Team at races such as Paris-Nice.
Yeah, which is happening soon and is going to be broadcast on GCN Plus.
Whoa!
We've actually got one here. They've sent one in for us to look at, and it is incredibly light, like in the hand. It really is noticeable. And this is a size small, said to weigh just 180 grams. They've done some cool stuff. Apparently they've redesigned and improved the straps and the retention system to save weight there, but also just in the EPS liner as well. It's just very, very light, but feels pretty strong. But that's not all, right? POC also has a new rain jacket.
What's it called?
The Supreme Rain Jacket.
Good name.
There you go.
I do love a bit of waterproof tech, and the first thing that springs to mind is the fantastic Gore fabric that Castelli used in their Idro jackets, which we're obviously fortunate enough to have. But I do like other companies pushing the boundaries of rain jackets and seeing what new technology is available.
The Supreme Rain Jacket is said to feature a whole new fabric that is comprised of 3 layers, and is said to be very lightweight, very breathable, and it has a waterproof rating up to 20,000 millimeters, which is very impressive. And yeah, I can't wait to see what it's actually like and how it performs. Certainly promising.
Yeah, cool. Up next, we've got Adam Hansen building his own time trial bike. Retired pro rider Adam Hansen, who's best known for his handmade carbon cycling shoes, has now turned his attention to Ironman events. And seeing as these are not held under the UCI ruling, he's making use of those relaxed bike regulations to design and build his own time trial bike.
Yeah, we spoke to Adam Hansen a lot on the channel. He's got a lot of strong theories and ideas when it comes to bike tech. So it's great to see him doing this. And he's actually going to be using some 3D printing, getting back to our main talking point.
Yeah.
So he's not going to 3D print the bike itself. It's made from carbon fibre. But he is going to 3D print sections of the bike to make the moulds that are then going to be used in the final construction, which is, I think, that's really cool, isn't it?
Yeah, I've seen some of the images of this design. It is very interesting looking, quite futuristic, isn't it?
Yeah, just 28 millimetres wide, excluding the fork. It's its widest point. I mean, it's cut through the air. But it's very radical looking. I think it's going to divide opinion, hot or not. Let's do a poll. Click down below. Let us know. We'll reveal the results next week.
Up next, could we be seeing a new full suspension road bike from Specialized? Because every year we see brands and releasing new tech innovations and new bikes to try and help riders conquer the cobbled classics. And it seems like Specialized could have something on their sleeve.
Well, at the moment, the Specialized Roubaix has suspension in the Future Shock, in the headset. So how does this pattern suggest it's going to change?
So to get the sort of active suspension in the rear of the bike, what they're using is an incredibly long seat post to start with, because we've seen many brands use the seat post sort of a bit of a flex point, haven't they, really?
It's like compact geometry frame, like a TCR.
Fairly traditional geometry on the frame, but a really long seat post, and the crucial part is the seat post clamp is all the way down by the front derailleur mount. So the fixed point for the seat post is very low down, which means there's a lot of movement available from that. And then further up by where the top tube interjects with the seat tube, there's a sort of internal shock system that clamps round the seat post and just offers that added bit of support to control that range of movement of the seat post, because it can slide within the frame and it's got a lot more space to move around. And that's how they're potentially going to do it.
Well, it'd be interesting to see if this patent sees the light of day.
Yeah.
It
looks very cool to me.
Yeah, well, stay
all
tuned
integrated and hidden, so yeah.
Nice. Hot Commute news now. They've launched a really cool campaign to celebrate Strada Bianchi, which is happening very soon on March the 6th. It's called Strada Commute. See what they did there?
Catchy name.
Yeah, the idea is that you plot a route in Commute that's either 184 or 92 kilometres long, and it has to include some off-road gravel sections and at least one climb that has a section of 10 to 16% gradient, and that's to represent the Piazza del Campo, which is in the race. And then the idea is you then do this ride and you use like hashtags on social media and stuff like Strada Commute. And then after you've done your ride, on the day of Strada Bianchi, you then go home, sit on the sofa and chat with your mates, and you've all done your ride and you watch the actual race.
Great news is though.
Yeah, it's on GCN Plus.
Available on GCN Plus. Plus, all the other major Italian races are available too.
Yeah, and in North America and Canada. Shameless plugs, but we've got to tell you about it. But yeah, I think that's really cool. In a time right now when there aren't events and things for us to do, and cycling can feel a bit lonely, you can sort of, the idea is you're able to DIY your own event and also still have a sense of community and sort of shared, achievement.
It's super cool. I actually saw this the other day and I'm going to create a route myself.
Oh, we should do one. That'd be good.
Right, final bit of hot tech this week, and it's a quick fire one because Sram have just acquired time pedals from the Rossignol group.
Yes, this has now been separated from Bikes, the time frame business, which is now owned by the Cardinal Cycling Group. But it's certainly exciting, this. You'd imagine they do have a plan in place.
Yes.
But we don't know any details of what that plan is. Could it mean we're going to see Quark power meter cycling pedals? That'd be exciting, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Well, watch this space.
More hot tech next week. Right, it's time now for Snacks of the Week, our favourite part of the show every week.
Good. So good.
Bit of a bumper edition this week because since last week's show, it's actually been Ollie's birthday and we've received a number of fantastic snacks.
We have though, to be fair.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what.
You go first.
I'll go first. I've received, one second, let me get in this box, some cannelés.
Oh, cannelé. The king of snacks.
Yeah, these have been sent in from a lovely lady called Maya B.
Sent me some as well.
Chocolate and cinnamon. First time making these ones. These look very nice. vanilla and rum as well, which are the traditional flavour.
Yeah, so cannelés, I make them myself as well. They're very good. They are my favourites, actually. They're from Bordeaux, and it's a classic bit of French patisserie, and it's this little weird, funky shape. This is a chocolate one. I've never had a chocolate one before, though.
Well, I might have vanilla and rum.
Look at that. There you go.
These are very good.
It's basically like a baked custard.
I can't get in mine. Have you got anything else for this week as well?
I do, actually. We're getting snacks by airmail now. Thank you very much for those. Brilliant. Blooming love cannelés.
Oh, these are good.
Vanilla and rum. Check these out. These are from Japan. We've had snacks from Japan.
All the way from Japan?
Airmail. Yeah. So we've got a note with this. They're from a chap called Matthew Podgy, who says, hope you enjoy this assortment of yokan. Yokan are classic Japanese sweets that are made from azuki beans, sugar and agar. Right? These ones, they were specially done for the Tokyo Olympics, which sadly isn't looking like it's going to happen.
Yeah.
But check these out. I mean, the packaging on these is incredible. It's like nothing I've ever seen. They're made by a company called Toreya, who apparently they're Kyoto-based and have nearly 500 years heritage in making confectionery, which is astounding. I can't read Japanese.
No.
So I've got no idea what flavour this is. I'm going purely on the packaging colour. I'm going to try green flavour. I've no idea what to expect. Oh my God!
Out of the box. What is this?
This packaging is insane.
It's like a chewing gum shape.
Oh, it's like jelly.
I can't get into mine.
It's like a bean paste thing, I think.
How do you open yours?
I mean, I think it's just pure sugar, like pure carbs. It'd be good bite fuel.
Yeah, 1 second. Oh yeah. It's like it's literally just a block of sugar.
What does yours taste of? What's the flavour?
Red flavour.
Mine does taste of green, to be fair. It just tastes like... It's time now for screw riding upgrades by upgrades. And if this section of the show goes out of focus, it's because our camera operator is currently enjoying Snacks of the Week.
Can you see us?
Sorry about that. Yeah. But it's where you submit upgrades that you've made to your bikes, equipment, or cycling lives for the chance to win the ultimate prize, GCN water bottle. Not in the case.
Shoe. No shoes.
Who won last week?
Let's have a little look. So last week, if you remember, we had John O'Davis Retro MBK up against Donut Endurance's gravel bike conversion.
Close. It was close, wasn't it? But Donut Endurance has taken it with 54%. Get in contact on Facebook. We'll get a bottle out to you. Who have we got this week? Who's
first up, we've got Vittoro Nigiri.
Negri.
Negri.
Yeah, where have you got Nigiri from?
Got my eyes and R's around the wrong way. Yeah. Anyway, Vittoro is not just his name, but it's also the brand of one of the oldest frame makers here in the Netherlands. As you can imagine, all the frames were bespoke, so it was a challenge to find a second-hand one in his size. But finally, he's found one from the first owner, and he's put it on a diet, and it's lost 4.5 kilos in 2 weeks from all of his upgrades.
It is a beautiful retro bike. I'm loving the Brooks saddle on there.
I see. Yeah.
On the old one, the original. It's a shame take it, but I can see what he's done. He's modernised it. And look at that. It's like wow.
Stealth bomber, isn't it?
It's just it's a really cool bike. I love the way it's that blend of retro and modern. He's still kept the quill stem on there. It's really cool.
105 group set of people.
That's it. Oh, very nice.
What have we got next?
Cy Clark 7, who has picked up a frame and forks from Facebook Marketplace for just £130. Amazing.
Yeah.
But it was in a bit of a state, and the previous owner had started to strip it, but had given up. So he finished the job, but he used a sandblaster to get rid of the paint, and then spraybike.com paint job, and he's then got various purchases off eBay to finish and complete the build. This is
so you can see,
great.
The raw frame before he's painted it. It does look a bit tired, doesn't it?
I'm loving the blend, that sort of fade he's done of silver and orange. I think silver, orange and white is it's just a classic combo, isn't it?
Sorry, I was looking at the old picture still. I only just got to the good one. That's amazing.
It's like the sort of clockwork orange paint job. But, and then the gold chain on there. It's just pinging, isn't it? It's just
super white bar tape, super white saddle. I really like this bike.
I think that is That is a beauty.
I'm going to head over to
Cracking
GCN
job.
app and vote myself later on.
Right, well, it's not up to us though. You guys decide. You vote which upgrade is the best, and they'll get a water bottle.
It's time now for the bike vault, our favourite part of the week.
Apart from snacks of the week, that's my favourite. It's my second favourite.
Yeah, so you upload your pictures to the GCN app, and then Ollie and I go through them. We either rate them nice or super nice, and if they're super nice, well, I ring the bell.
They're committed to the vault forever. You can play along at home as well, voting on all the bikes that we feature in the app. First up this week, Mayer 78. He's got his Cannondale here.
CAD
with
5.
CAD 5 made in the USA, and they still were, the aluminium frame. Seiko paint job, like Cipollini. What are your thoughts?
I'm going straight in on that. Love it, amazing, super nice from me.
Same, super nice.
Thank you.
Mega.
Next up, we've got... God, I don't even know how to say it.
Capotos to Chris.
Yeah, Capotos to Chris. Nice work. With Villa GTR Gran Turismo, 2014.
I don't know where that is, but I want to be there.
Yeah, I want to be that sunny place.
That looks stunning.
Well presented
where
bike,
he is?
yeah. Biggie Smalls, valves, tyres aligned, beautiful background.
Oh, that's a
Super nice from me. Top work.
I want to be there. Movie maker troublemaker has submitted his Canyon Speed Max.
God, that's an absolute weapon. Look at that.
Look at that revolver tri-spoke. Oh, and he's got an SRM with the Look carbon cranks on there. Oh, that is total bike porn, isn't it?
Yeah, top bike that.
Great background as well.
Yeah, great background.
Makes it clear to see. Nice, super nice.
Super nice, yeah.
Good this week. Wrigley X Trail next from Stephen King. Do you reckon it is the Stephen King?
Oh, I would only assume so.
What do you make of that? I mean, not quite Biggie Smalls. Weird background.
Very weird background, but still a nice bike. No real, no real major omissions with this.
Oh, do you know, I think that is scraping in at super nice.
Yeah, I'm going to throw it nice.
Scraping in.
Yeah, super nice. Super nice. Sorry, super nice all round. There you go.
Yeah. Who have we got next?
Next up is Paul Dyer. Just finished building his Hansling RR1 Evo 2021.
Don't see many Hanslings, but that is, I mean...
It's like almost British Racing Green.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Cranks and miles.
Bottle cage upside down.
Oh, he's trying to catch us out.
Ridiculous.
God, he's been sneaky with that.
I'm not going to fall for that. That's a nice. That is a nice bottle cage upside.
That's a nice, but good work on trying to catch us out. Because to be
Amateur
honest,
hour.
if I'm going to be honest, he caught me out. But
Jazz Fender 97 is next. Giant Defy Advance 2. This is the last one this week.
oh, slick bike.
Oh,
so
come
that
on.
is slick. I like that.
That is good, isn't it? That is good.
Industrial
good
background,
Oh,
yeah.
Like it.
Yeah.
Super nice.
Super nice.
Look at that cassette. You could eat your dinner off that. More Bike Vault next week.
That's it for this week's GCN Tech Show. But I tell you what, I do love the quick fire bike vault. It's
Nice.
very good.
Oh, and if you'd like to get a matching navy blue hoodie to join our gang that we need to talk to each other before we decide what we're going to wear when we do the show.
Well, you have to let me know in the mornings. Okay.
Anyway, yeah, well, we got them in the GCN shop, so go and fill your boots, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
See ya.